Hello everyone, this is Plankera, and welcome to my universe. Today, I think, I've got a lot of the main stuff on the head and body done. So after I finish up a few things, I think that I'm actually gonna load Shalom here up into Inochi2D session, stick her next to me up on the screen, and test her out. But first, I've got a few hair shadows left to do. Oh yeah, you can see it's a bit of a mess over here, but that's fine. That's easy to fix. And then I also want to attach her neck. Because like if you look over here, it's like, yeah. And she also has a shadow under her chin and various things like that that I just need to touch up. But yes, I think today I'm gonna go do my first round of actual model testing with proper tracking and whatnot, and I'll show you how to set that up and all this nice stuff. But first, hair shadows. Let's go. Okay. Okay, so it looks like I'm trying to remember how I have all this set up. So bear with me for a second. Okay. So I think I can just like take all of this and just scooch it over. Fortunately, with the way the shadows were drawn here, I do not think that I have a lot to adjust here, and I want to keep them pretty subtle, so that should make it fairly straightforward. Unfortunately, I cannot see anything through the dots half the time, so just kinda gotta feel my way through. Alright. The shadows are kind of a nice thing to end off with because they're pretty easy. I already know basically where they need to go, because I just follow the shape of the hair and go from there. Right now I'm just doing my best not to kind of bounce a little bit in my chair because I'm kind of excited to actually properly test her out, and my playlist was not set to loop. There we go. Sometimes it just decides it doesn't want to. It's a little inconvenient, but it's okay. Sometimes I do think computers have a mind of their own. It's like malicious compliance, where they will listen to exactly what you tell them to do, down to the letter, regardless of your intentions. Very rude of them. Okay, there we go. I think that's all looking pretty good now. Let's take a look at it without the dots, this way I can actually see. I think that's a good spot. I just kind of want to clean up a few spots. A few spots where it got just a little bit warped. Kind of cuts the territory when using the brush, so I don't really worry about it too much. Use the brush to kind of get the gist quickly, and then I can go in and clean things up nice and slowly like this. Get everything just right. It's ultimately still faster than not using the brush at all. Okay, and then I can just do the same to all the other various little layers. A lot of these shadows are separated out so that this way when it comes time to do physics, I'll have an easier time. I have a little bit of a harder time now, but it'll be worth it once physics comes. Because it means that each of these little shadows can move independently and follow the strand that they are supposed to represent the shadow for perfectly. Okay, and then over here. I do find it a little bit hard to see against the black of her coat. I need to keep the body on, but I'm wondering if I should turn off her coat for a little bit. Just so I can see the locations of the shadows just a little bit better. Yeah, I find it a little bit easier to see like this. Let's see, how do I want to do this one? This one actually doesn't look too bad. I guess I did change this particular strand a bit less than I did on, you know, the other thicker strand over there. So it's not too surprising that it looks a little bit cleaner. Just go and get it to follow the shape of that nice little curve. Keep it nice and close, because it's supposed to be kind of resting on her shoulder, so I don't want a lot of shadow parts showing here. Just enough to give it a little bit more presence. And what are you? Oh yeah, that's right. There's one over here too. I never really messed with you. I think it's just because I did the entire thing when I was doing the main bulk of her hair, so it just wasn't super relevant on this side. I almost forgot about this little guy. Let's see, what side is it on? Okay, it's on the other side, so I want to actually bring this... Oops. All the way over here. There we go. Actually, I should check that for the hair shadows over here, too. Because if I have them on different sides, it's gonna look strange. Like, yeah, I switched sides on this one. Okay. Gotta fix that. I probably should have checked that before I started actually putting everything in place. Oops. Mistakes were made, but it's at least a very easy mistake to correct. All right, let's try that again. And this time I will look a little bit more closely at how it looked on my original turn, and instead of just making assumptions for what I think looks nice. Alright, let's bring this shadow out here. Because there needs to be shadows on both sides in here. Shadow is much thicker through here. So I will want to replicate that here. Hello there, Yechi Kitty. Okay, just smoothing this out again. What are you scared of? Alright, there we go. That might be a little bit thick on that side. Let me compare here. Just a little bit. It's not too bad. Not bad at all, but I do want it to be a little bit thinner. Gonna carefully adjust everything through there. And then let's see what else I need to do. Ah, you see. Yeah, earthquakes are pretty scary. Nature can indeed be very terrifying. Glad to hear that you're okay. Her hand is kinda in the way here, so... She doesn't need a hand right now. We'll give it back to her later. Okay. She can have her hand back later. All is well. This should let me see a little bit better here. So this is why I can't rush things. I tried to go a little bit faster than usual there, and I ended up forgetting some very important things. So, here we are. And the shadow's gonna look a little bit funky over here just because I had to do some masking shenanigans, so don't worry about it. This is expected. Just ignore it for now. Yeah. I actually have a lot more shadow showing here than I thought that I would. No wonder I actually had it a little bit thicker. I was wondering why it was so thick on this side. But that was just how I drew it, so I guess I will keep it like that. No sense in suddenly changing my mind here. That will just make things look stranger, so I will do it like that. Looking at this spot over here, it doesn't seem quite right. It's a little bit hard to see with expected mask shenanigans over there, but I think I can still get it. I think I can still make that look a little bit better. Let me see, how far out should it be exactly? It'd actually be quite close. Whereas here, right now, I have it a little bit too far away, I think. So let's bring it back. Make it nice and close here. And I swear, this little tip just does not want to cooperate with me. Much like hair tips, the shadows of the hair tips tend to be a little bit contrarian as well. They just want to do their own thing. Okay, and I think this should be fine once I kind of clean up in here. Let me check the inside of the other side there. No, I think that thickness is good. Need to increase the thickness a little bit over here, though. Okay. One thing at a time, let's clean up the inner part here. Get this looking exactly the way I want it. And then I can move on. There's like a strange lump here, and I'm trying to smooth it out. I guess it's fine. I think it's fine like that. And I don't mind the shadow here being just a little bit thinner, just because I think it adds some rotational energy to the whole thing. Okay. And then I'll try to adjust the thickness just a little bit over here. Try to get that matching up with the default turn a little bit better. Okay, that seems like it might be good in theory. Let's see how it looks in practice. Let's test it. Yes, it's pretty good. Okay. Is there anything I want to adjust on the other strands here? Actually, I want to adjust that strand proper. So here, and I might as well adjust the shadow with it while I'm there. So I'm gonna say let's grab them both at the same time, but then I went and hit the wrong button, so I thought it was shift. Is it control? Me forgetting my buttons. Yeah, there we go. It is control to select multiple meshes at once. Just carefully move that over just a little bit. Yeah, that's a bit better. And I guess I'll need to adjust the edge of this hair here in order to bring that back into place here. As usual, I always find, like, a thing or two that I just kind of want to fix up. But that's okay. I think it's good to be able to look at your own work with a critical eye. See what you like, see what you don't. Fix the things you don't. It's a good way to be. Okay, I think this side is getting a little bit far away. Although, no, that's just the corners being weird. You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and unset the corners now. Let me see. Hair thick, hair thin. Hair thick. I just want the shadows. Hair. Yeah, this is the hair itself. This isn't shadows. I can't, unfortunately cannot scroll. Let's see, do I actually have any of the shadows set here? I don't, so I wonder why it's so far out to the side there. I do have a filter box, right? Oh no, I don't. Okay. Let me take a look through this one more time just to make sure that I'm not missing any shadows. But it looks like... Oh no, there was a couple that have the same name, isn't it? Ah, shoot. Okay, I better actually look at the names proper. Oh no, they all have shadow in the name. Or you can tell it's been a while since I've looked at this. Okay, no, I do not appear to have any shadows set here, so I'm not sure why this one is so far out. Must be related to some stuff going on the bottom turn, but I am not sure I understand. How odd. Oh well. I'll just have to do my best at the testing. I'll try to favor going up slightly instead of down slightly. Okay, so this part should be a little bit thinner, but I think everything else in regards to this clump is fine. I will have to go back and fix up that one. I like it, but it doesn't quite match with my default turn, unfortunately, so that does mean I will have to change it. The default turn gets to make all the decisions. All there is to it. Okay, that seems pretty good. Well, let's go back and thicken up this part. Even though I thinned it out at the beginning, I totally forgot to look at the default turn while I was deciding how this should be. Deeply unfortunate. But these things happen. It's easy enough to fix. It's easy enough to fix. Alright. So got that shadow thickened up, and now let's take a look at this last one here. That one indeed needs to come down a little bit, and also be a little bit thicker. So I gotta pull this down here. Basically, just undo everything that I tried to do at the beginning. And then everything will be fine again. And then I can just take a look at that other guy on the side there. The other side, and that should be it for this. I think the only reason this took so long is because I was a derp and forgot to compare it to the default before getting started. These things happen. Look, sometimes I just get very excited, and I forget what I'm actually doing. Art is very exciting, so I can totally understand. Okay, and I realize that the tip here is a little bit awkward too. So I should fix that. That's okay. I think shadow tips, while still tips of hair and therefore somewhat picky, are still easier than the hair themselves. Yeah, there we go. Very nice. Okay, let's go fix up the guy on this side. It looks like I just kept it super thin. So let's just keep it super thin. Make it just a little bit thinner through here. Let it peek out through here. And I think that'll do it. Okay. On to the right. So just gotta do the same thing again. Or it looks like I gotta just pull everything over on this side, far over. That's easy peasy. Actually, no, I don't even need a brush for this. I just want to move all of it. And I'll see if there's a spot where I don't really feel like I have to move things anymore, or if I do kind of have to do a bunch of adjustments. To be fair, I did change quite a lot here. Okay. I think this is about as close as I can get before just adjusting a bunch of things manually, so let's get into the manual adjustment here. This one is easy, just kind of push them over there. Yep, that's the right side, about the right width. Maybe one more scoot. One more little scoot. Wow. And then just a little bit of cleanup, and I think that'll do it for that tiny loop there. Just thin that part out and make right here just like a tiny, tiny bit thicker. Yeah, just like that. Alright, and then I think before I get into the rest of this, I kind of want to check this side. And I want to see if I rigged it properly before, and if I need to do anything. I do need to do something. Okay, good to know. So I probably changed some things over there as well. Alright, I'm gonna go back and do this clump first. Let's see here. Need to adjust this little strand just a little bit. I think it'll be easier to work on the rest of the thick clump there once I have this looking just a little bit nicer. There we go. That should do it. No need to make things complicated. Does this have the same weird kind of quality? No, so I'm not sure why this one's like panicking. It's gotta mean that there's something set here, right? Okay. But I haven't checked them all. Hair. Clump. Hair. Clump. Okay, I did have it set. There. I was like, that just really did not seem right. Let me just check all of the corners here. Okay. Let me just make sure I don't have shadows set anywhere in the corners, because I think I'm gonna want to unset them in the end. So if I have any of them set here, then that is wrong. But it looks like I don't, so... Yeah, I was pretty sure I unset everything when I was going through and fixing up the hair itself. So, okay, back to what I was doing. I'm glad that I solved that mystery, because that was weird. And now it's all looking much better. Excellent. Back to fixing up stuff on the right turn. So far it's looking like the shadows are at least working out in such a way that I probably won't have to adjust the corners manually. That always makes me very happy. I like it when my corners are easy instead of a complete nightmare. Okay, I think that side is good now, so let's look at the middle here. It's a little bit tricky because it's moving from the shirt to the skin, so I can't quite follow the colors the same way, but I think I get the gist of it. Yeah, I think I get the general idea of how this should be. Right now it's a little bit thick. And it makes sense that it'll be a little bit thicker on this side. Shadows, I think, are another one of those things that I don't have to worry about getting, like, 1-to-1 perfect. It makes sense for them to shift a little bit in the light, I think. Maybe that's just my opinion, but this right now I think is looking okay. So I will go and start adjusting this part of the claw. Yeah, a little thick up here, a little thin down here. So that seems like an easy job for just taking my brush and going pop. Nice and easy. And then just manually adjusting the finer details. But honestly, I think that covered most of it. I'm not even gonna bother to zoom out because I know that if I keep doing that, my scroll finger is gonna get tired, and I don't think it's that important to take in the big picture here. All I'm doing is making sure that the shadow is in about the same place on both angles. That doesn't really require the same kind of proportion and checking that some of the other stuff that I've had to do in the model does. This is nice and easy. It'll take me a little while because it's still detailed and I gotta check a lot of things, but I think it's fine. Expected even. Okay, I think that's good. I kind of want to thin out this backside a bit, though. I think it's a little bit too thick. And also, this strand is... its shadow is running away. Let me see... Yeah, I probably want the brush for this. A lot of it needed to move there, and then less over here. But I do need to move the whole thing over. Let's see, still got a little bit to adjust at the top, I think, but I want to make sure I have the width good everywhere else. Actually, I think the top is correct, too. The strand. The strand itself got a little bit bent somehow. Oh, these things happen. Easy enough to fix. I guess that's the upside to shadows, is that they give me a second to really make sure that I have everything in the right spot too. One last chance to just look things over. Same thing happened here, it looks like. How odd. Well, these things happen. Okay. Needed a second to stare at that, but I think I know what to do. I just need a teeny tiny bit more thickness through here. Everything else seems pretty okay. This might need to be thinner. I don't remember how thick that's supposed to be. Oh no, that's perfect. That is totally perfect. Okay, let's do the up and down. Oh wait, no, that's right. I have this strand over here. I forgot about him again. I also forgot about this clump. I'm getting way ahead of myself. What can I say? I'm very excited to see how this looks with tracking. Okay, Flankera. Calm down. Actually finish what you started here. Take it step by step. You can't rush these things, okay? I will just remind myself. Every time it happens. I'll just be like, breathe. Breathe, girl. Don't worry, there will be plenty of time to test tracking. Okay, I'm having trouble telling if the part down here is getting too thick, or if it's just because the highlight on her shirt is being covered up. Okay, I think it is getting a little bit too thick. But it is mostly because the highlight on her shirt is being covered up. The value of all the stuff around can actually really change things, and how you perceive it quite a lot. Okay, the tips are not quite right yet. As usual, tips the hair, they're just very picky. They know what they want, and they will not rest until they get it. It's okay. In this case, I'm pretty sure I can give it to him. Hold on, my hand slightly cramping. Let me stretch it out real quick. Not sure what's up with that. Okay. Okay, so the shadow on this one should not actually go further than to the right than the strand itself. Well, maybe just a touch, but not much at all. Okay, but I think that's the only thing wrong right through here. Just got a little strand shadow here that just doesn't want to be that far away from the hair that it is being cast from. Okay, this seems fine. So now I just got these guys, and they are switching sides, which I think looks a little bit funny. I'm not sure if I did that intentionally, but I no longer like it, so even if I did, I want it on the same side. I could definitely see doing interesting things with lights and shadows like that in a model like this, but I don't think it's really appropriate for how I've been rigging this one up until now. So I'll just keep it like this. Keeps things nice and simple. Okay, I think that's looking pretty good. So just got this guy over here. And man, this guy's had a journey. Thinking noises. Let's see. Yeah, I think this is an artifact from before I moved just everything and redid a bunch of the hair on the right side. There we go. Just gonna plop that on over there. That might be too thick, but let's test it. Yeah, a little bit too thick. Little bit too thick, just a little. I actually think that might be a little bit too thin. Oh no, this one just didn't get unset. So you have a special name. Hair behind middle. Hair behind middle shadow. Let's make sure that is unset everywhere. Okay. That should fix some shenanigans. Just a little bit more thickness in a couple of places here. Okay, that seems pretty good. Actually, I don't like it on this turn. Let me fix it up a little bit here. I think I rushed a little bit. Like I said, I'm very excited to test out tracking. See how she moves around. Okay, but I think that's good. Let's do the up and down now. Up and down I didn't have to change very much, so maybe I don't have to change very much about the shadows. I mean, so far so good. I don't think that... Okay, I need to fix up this one. But I'm checking all these other clumps and I think they're fine. Okay, I have a few adjustments to do over here, but that's like the only thing I noticed. Just that this shadow needs to come this way. Everything else, I think I got it right the first time. Oh, that is so nice. That is so nice. Okay. Let's take a look at this little guy over here. See what I can do to help him out. Looks like he just started to switch sides, so all I gotta do is bring the tip back in line over there. And then I think all will be well. Yeah, I think so. Let's check down. Yeah, it looks like down only has a couple of problems too. So I see a little bit over here, a little bit down here. And I see, yeah, a few shadows over here that need to be adjusted. But yeah, down's not looking too bad either. Left and right had quite a lot more changes done to them from what I remember, so I'm not surprised that they needed a lot more shadow changes. Well, let's get started. Let's get started, and actually looking at this... Oh no, this is right. I was wondering if I had this adjusted incorrectly. But no, seems correct. No need to touch up the hair here, I just need to touch up the shadows, and the shadow changes are probably what's making that part look weird to me. Okay. That shadow actually does just stick out. That's fine, we'll let it continue to stick out. That's just where it belongs, and trying to change that will help no one. This shadow is switching sides, so let's bring it back over to this side. Do the careful little adjustments necessary there. Did I totally mess up the shape of the strand? I mean, part of it is definitely shadow is still not right, but I don't think the strand itself is right either. Let me go do a little bit of mesh consulting on this guy. Yeah, I don't have this shaped quite right here. It's okay, it's quite close. I don't think it'll take long at all to fix, even though it is the end of a strand, and therefore incredibly picky. It's just not that far off. Okay. Now then, back to fixing the shadow for it. I do think it is a little bit better off now, though. So hopefully fixing up the shadow will just be nice and straightforward. There's just a spot it wants to be, and it is my job to find it. And once it's there, everything will just feel right. A lot of it kind of comes down to feeling. It takes some time to develop that artistic intuition, though. Okay, actually, I need to touch up that little strand just a little bit more. And if I'm touching up the strand here, I should also check my other bottom turns just to make sure that it's not freaking out. But first, let's get it right here. One step at a time. I always tell myself that because knowing my nature, if I don't remind myself, I will try to do 5 steps at a time. I know how I tend to work. Okay. Glad I checked, because this guy needs to come over here, but I think that's actually due to changes on the left turn, not the bottom turn. But I would like to fix up the hair before I get back into shadow-based shenanigans. I could actually kind of use the shadow to give me some idea of where it should go, which is nice. Okay, seems pretty okay. Do need to adjust this little guy now because he is supposed to kind of stick in to the strand below there. Okay, that's much better. Actually, now that I look at it, the shadow here is not quite right. The corner gave me additional information and made me realize that I did it wrong. Corners do that a lot. I think that's part of why they become so nightmarish for me. It's like I'm working through, I'm feeling confident, and I think I got a lot of good things going, and then I get to the corners and they remind me that everything I know is wrong. Keeps you humble, you know? Okay. I think we're good. I might need to do a few adjustments here and there, but, you know, that is also pretty normal. Let's go back to just getting all these little shadows right. I'm much happier with how that strand looks now, so I think I can go back to getting the shadow just right. This little guy actually sticks out just a little bit onto this side. Okay, there we go. I think that's pretty good. I think the shadow down here is good. I want to adjust right there just a little bit. All the way through here is good. So now, I just very gently adjust things there. Over here, definitely needed to come up a little bit, but I want to check some of the spots inside the claw before I go down there. But inside the claw is looking pretty okay to me. Yeah, I think so. So, that just means I can take my good old friend the brush, destroy the world, and push just everything here up a little bit. Man, I thought that would look way worse than it ended up looking. This is actually pretty close to right. Nice. I like it when things just kind of work out. Oh, it makes my life so much easier. Alright. So now I just do some minor cleanup here. Man, this is the last of the main angles. And so far, the corners have been cooperating enough that I'm not actually sure how much I will need to adjust them. They look like they're going to be very easy this time. And I don't think attaching the neck is going to take very long at all, so... Ah, almost tracking time! Almost tracking time! I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I have been looking forward to this day for a very long time. I think I've been looking forward to physics more, but I want to check tracking before I get into physics too much. Like, I'm not going to be able to do a bunch of the nice calibration and whatnot that I did with my model. It's just going to use the same settings, which may not be ideal, but that's fine. Okay, looks good. Now I'm gonna check over here. Okay, anything I need to fix over there? Just a little bit, I think. It's not doing half bad. There's just some spots that need to come down a little bit. Hips there, and then just right up here. Just needs to come down a little bit. Not very much at all. And of course the shadow's changing sides, but I'm just checking this area first, going right to left here. No particular reason other than I can. I have to get everything eventually, and I just arbitrarily decided to do it this way. As long as it makes sense in my head, it is totally fine. There's something like right there. I'm not quite sure what's going on. I'm gonna ask the mesh for its opinion. Okay. Looks like some vertices just kind of slid upward a little bit. think this shadow actually has to be a little bit thicker. It's a little bit hard to see because it goes from a light area, crosses over this light area, and then goes to a dark area. So it makes it look thicker than it actually is, but I think it's actually a little bit too thin. Those kinds of optical illusions are actually pretty wild. I told you, our brain lies to us all the time. You can't trust it. I think it'd be more accurate to say you can trust it, but you should be wary. Not everything you think is, like, necessarily factual. You should always double check your facts. It's like if everything that your brain thought was true, we wouldn't have things like anxiety disorders. Trusting your brain too much is part of what causes them. Okay, looking good. Right there, I think it's just a little bit thin, so I will correct that. But I think that's all for this side. So then I just have that little strand on this side, and once he's in a good spot, I will check the corners. And then I think the hair might finally be done. Yeah, looks good. Let's go fix up this guy now. Let's see. What do I gotta do to you? Actually, I might want to put her arm back so this way I can see where it falls. There we go. And now I should see where the shadows fall. I think I have them... Yeah, I have them all shown correctly. Okay. I see what to do. And it's not going to be bad at all. It just needs to kind of come over like this. Just like that. Yeah. Okay, and then I clean up that little shape. Okay, I think that is perfect. Let's go check the corners. We're just gonna let her spin around a bit and see if there's anything in dire need of adjustment. This doesn't seem right. What happened here? Okay, I think I have this guy actually a little bit too high. Yeah, hopefully that makes it a little bit more consistent. Not quite, huh? Okay. Oh, that's fine. This one can be adjusted manually then. No big deal. Yeah, the same thing kind of happened over here. That is fine. Like I said, it can be easily adjusted manually. Just like that. That's why you gotta check the corners. Okay, got a little bit of inaccuracy over on this side. So I'll go fix that shadow as well. Just gently push that little guy into place. It may be a small little thing, but you know, all the vertices deserve to have a nice place to be. All of them. Every last one. And this can be where they call home. Yeah, I can see that this strand is, has a few shenanigans going on here. Oh, that's alright. It's a pretty small one, so it's easy enough to fix. If this is the only problem that I have in the corners, I will be just fine with that. That would make this a nice, easy set of corners to deal with. I'm guessing that there's just some little difference in the corners themselves on this strand that is making this just not quite line up perfectly. But I mean, it looks fine when she's moving her head around, so I'm not inclined to just really dig in and figure out which area is maybe just a little bit off. I'll just adjust the shadow. It's fine. Okay, but there we go. Hair done. Yay. Oh man. It only took me like, what, 6-7 months to do it? But we're done. Okay, let's go attach her neck. For that, we're just gonna have one final bald jump scare. While I go make her neck look nice. And also do the shadows under her chin. I'm just gonna do that directly on the head turns, I think. I have that down here somewhere. There we go. How do you look? Pretty much entirely on this side, so I want to just kinda push you over. And then to adjust the neck itself. This artist draws the necks of his characters surprisingly thick. The proportions in his designs are much more realistic than you see in typical anime. I don't think I need to do very much, I just kinda want to make sure it's attached. And I want to make sure that it's on the necklace properly too. Something like that, I guess. Yeah, I didn't make the head shadow quite long enough, but I think this is fine. Okay. We'll just flip the neck change to the other side. And is after H. Alright, and how do I want to handle the shadow on this side? This might be fine, honestly. Maybe I... Oh, No, don't want to scale it. Maybe I just pull this over just a little bit, show a little bit less shadow. Yeah, I think that looks nice. It still kind of keeps the directionality, but yeah, that should be fine. And up. I think the neck itself looks okay on this angle, but I want to bring the neck shadow upward just a bit here. Quite a lot, actually. Gonna get it fairly close to her chin there. Okay, same with the corner of it. Just up here, we're just gonna shove that up by her chin. Okay, seems good. Let's get the down angle. Down angle, I'm just gonna... I think, once again, the neck looks fine. So I'll just pull the neck shadow down a little bit so it covers everything. There we go. Huzzah. Okay, the corners are what I was worried about, especially on the upper turns. Like, this is where it looked the worst to me. It looks perhaps a bit silly here. But I think this is fixable. I just need to kind of pull it. I hope this doesn't look too silly in the end, but a little bit of silliness might be unavoidable just because I didn't draw the neck long enough when I was, well, drawing everything. Let me see, does this look terrible? I think it's passable. It's gonna be mostly covered by hair, so I think it'll be okay. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. How's the shadow itself? Shadow itself seems fine. So let's flip the neck over here. I'll test it all properly with the hair on. Okay, I do want to adjust the neck shadow here just a little bit. Kinda. That little guy there. It's looking a little pointy. Looking just a wee bit pointy. I think I have the right idea here, so let's just kinda soften that point there. Alright, and then down here. I think I want to show a little bit more shadow in these corners. Make this area nice and shadowy. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Alright, let's turn her hair back on and give this a good look. Okay, I think that seems pretty good. Let's save. I'm gonna make a backup here because I've been doing backups before I do anything like super significant. And then let me see, how do I do this again? Export as Inochi2D puppet. Okay. And then we get, like, texture atlas shenanigans. I can afford to make it pretty big, so I think I'll do this one. Let me see. Do I need to make it bigger? Nah, this size is fine. Turn on unused nodes. That seems fine. Texture scale. I don't need a watermark or anything, so... Okay. Now we give it a sec. Alright. So, let's see here. Let me switch my screen here. Give me just a moment. Nope, not that one. There we are. Okay. I hit the wrong button. Are we showing? Yeah, there we go. So this is what I see when I'm, you know, setting stuff up. And my head is covering most of it, but you can see some settings and whatnot on the side here. So let's get me out of the way. Oh, wrong thing. There we are. Let's bring me over here. This way you can kind of see all the settings on the side. I'll move myself back a little bit later. So let's... Oh. Oh wait, wrong one. Oops. Yeah, we don't need two me's here. Let's see. Okay, we're good. I opened the wrong one. So things are gonna pause for a little bit while I open things. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Okay, here she is. Let's see, where should we set her? I'm on this side, so let's put her over here. And I'll get her proportions right. Not moving yet. We're just gonna have Cheryl in my face, that's fine. Perfectly fine place for it. Let me scoot myself over a little bit here. Assuming it'll let me. Why are you not scooching? Shalom is in the way, preventing proper scooching. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I just gotta kind of keep myself in the corner here. There we go. There we go. Now it's not quite so much in my face. Okay, so let's put some values on her. So you can see all of these things. Oh yeah, I didn't do body Z. Oh, that's fine. I might do one at some point, but I don't think she... Oh wait, I forgot to turn her coat back on. One moment please. Shalom, go hide. I need to turn her coat back on. Actually, in that case, maybe I should just, do body Z now. I'll hang out in this corner for a little bit. I don't... where are you? Inochi session. Where is Inochi creator? There we are. Okay. Well, we'll come back over here. Let me, oops. Oh, that's fine. I'll fix it. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we'll come back over here. And I'll turn her coat back on, and I'll do a proper body Z. I'm just gonna keep it super simple. Oh, oops. I did not want a 2D parameter. I thought that I picked a 1D parameter. There we are. told you, I keep getting ahead of myself because I'm just so excited. Okay. So the first bit I want to do with the coat off, and we're gonna keep this like dead simple. And Shoral is gonna be something else entirely. Let's see, how do I want to do this? Let's just grab like her shirt layer. And I'm just gonna rotate you very, very slightly this way. Yeah, let's do like 8. That should be plenty. Do I want you to move any more than that? That might even be too much. Yeah, I think that actually is too much. Let's bring it down to like 5. Like I said, we're keeping this dead simple. Okay, seems good. Now then, I'm gonna attach her arms. Okay, and then I just need to attach kind of her waist. Let me make sure that all of that is looking okay so far. Yeah, we got a slight wiggle. Seems good. Alright. The waist is gonna be the hard part, unfortunately. Let's see, how do I want to do this? I think the belt is in... Oh no, the belt is in the mesh group, huh? Okay, in that case, I just want to adjust the belt, or the skirt itself. Gonna hide her arms. The arms are kind of in the way there. Let's see, how do I want this to go exactly? I think I can get away with just rotations, at least for this piece. So I wanted to rotate kind of the other direction. And I think I want it to be less than 5. I will try it at 3 for now. And just move it over here a little bit. I'm gonna collapse those for now. The center should kind of line up with the buttons a little bit better. Okay, that seems pretty good. Okay. Now I can do the skirt. That is just gonna require a little bit of deformation. I will adjust everything else with it after. How does this look like in the default? Okay. I'm being very, very careful here. I do not want to adjust things too hard. Things look a little weird right now. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it a bit. most of this is going to be covered up by the belt anyway. Okay, and now I can adjust some of the details. I want that seam to kind of follow the shadow that it sits on. And then I also need to move the pockets over. Okay, so far so good. So far so good. Let me see, I think I need to, like, raise the entire pocket just a little bit here. Yeah, that's a little bit better. I think I can even do it just a little bit more. Just a teeny tiny bit. And just the very top of it, and then with the small brush, I want to pull out this corner just a tad. Yeah, that seems pretty good. Okay, now let's do the other side. So this little guy should kind of follow things over this way. Maybe even come down just a touch. And the pocket, pretty much the opposite of what I did on the other side. I want to push the whole thing just a little bit down. And then pull things kind of like this. That's actually a little bit too much down, I think. Alright, that seems okay. Let's go put the belt on. So let's see, I think I can just kind of rotate the whole thing once again. I'll put it at 4 since that's what I put everything else on. And slide it over just a little. So the belt loops are connected about the same way as they are everywhere else. I don't really like this belt loop though, so 4 is a little bit too much. And if that's not enough for other purposes, then I might just have to do some deforms, unfortunately. But I'm just trying to keep this as simple as I can, so I don't have to pull too many shenanigans. Still seems like a little bit too much. Unfortunately, that doesn't seem like enough. Alas, I might have to pull some other shenanigans. Let's leave it at 3 and see if that's a reasonable compromise. Or if I can be lazy and just make it just a touch higher too. Unironically, I think that actually kind of works out. Nice. It'll be great if I can just keep it really simple. Just dead simple. Yeah, that seems okay, honestly. I need to adjust the top of the skirt. But besides that, I think this is okay. Especially since we won't really see very much of her waist. Okay, let's adjust the top of her skirt. Get that where it needs to go. This guy just needs to kind of come up on the side there. And the good news is I'm pretty sure that 90% of this is like flippable to the other side. I might have to make some manual adjustments on the skirt, because the skirt itself is not completely symmetrical. But I think everything else will translate just fine. I think that's probably fine. Okay, let's turn her arm on, and I'll test the whole thing. It's a little rough, but I think it is fine for my purposes. Just enough of a little wiggle. Okay, let's turn her coat back on. And then I'll get the little wiggle on the coat. Let's see, how does this need to wiggle? I just did a rotation on the shirt. I guess I can probably just do a similar light rotation and then transform upward or downward. How much should I rotate this? Just 5? What is the... okay. So this one I'd want to rotate... I don't know. Let's try 3. And then lower it just a little bit until I start seeing the shoulder. Okay, and then the other one. Once again... light rotation. We'll try like 3. And then I raise it up until it's covering her shoulder. Probably need to adjust the back, yeah. But that's easy enough to do. Yeah, that's got a nice little wiggle to it. Yeah, I think I can call that good. Let's get her head out of the way for just a sec so I can adjust the collar on the back side of the coat here. Just have a brief headless shalom, it's fine. It's totally fine. And I'll go reattach the collar here. Being a little messy about it, but I think that's okay. Okay, and I mean, it's raising up here, but I think that's fine. I don't think it looks bad. I need a big old brush for this. This is gonna be a big old movement here. Just gonna push everything over. Okay, and then those ones are fine. And I want to bring the coat shadows with all this. Alright, there we go. Let's let her have a head again. Because I want to see how this looks with her head actually here. Yeah, just enough of a little wiggle. I think that's great. Let's flip it. Why did that not flip? Oh, because I said mirrored instead of set from mirror. There we go. Okay, I can see that I need to adjust the arms there. Oh no. Okay, let's her poor arms. Like I said, it's not symmetrical. It's not completely symmetrical, so... And I'm gonna have to fix most of her skirt, it looks like. Okay, well let's fix her arms first. That just looks painful, man. Oh, man. Okay, where are her arms? There we go. Relieving Shalom of her shoulder pain here. Once again, I'm finding her head slightly in the way here, so I'm gonna go hide it. And make sure that her arms are properly attached. Okay, that seems fine. Let's test the arm wiggle here. Okay, seems good. Now, I can hide that arm and fix up the skirt. I think I'm gonna hide the belt too. The belt I didn't really do anything special with, so it should be fine on its own. Once I find it. There we are. 'Cause yeah, I need to adjust the pockets manually, unfortunately. I think I'm just gonna see, what are they called? Skirt pocket. I'm gonna go ahead and unset the pockets. Skirt pocket. Okay. I'ma just do it over here. Let me see, how does the skirt itself look? I kind of want it to be attached to her hip. That seems like a good idea. It's always nice when your body's attached to you properly, and I just realized that Shalom is still haunting Inochi session here. Gotta get her out. Shalom, stop it. Please. Oh, I still had my other self here. Okay, I need to move this panel then. Sorry, give me just a moment here. My desire for symmetry is, making it hard to see where I actually remove things from session here. Okay. I'll worry about fixing some of this other stuff a bit later. Because I don't think it really matters how some of this looks until I get the belt on to really help me figure out where it's supposed to go. Seems fine though. So let's get those pockets. Let's get those pockets. Okay. Now I just kind of gotta lower the side and raise the side a little bit. Okay, I guess we're raising that side first because it's the one that I clicked on. And that is fine. I have to do them both, so why not this one first? A little bit more, I think. Yeah, there we go. And now it's not properly hanging off the side of her hip here, so need to pull it back out. There we go. That should look pretty good. Yep, seems fine. Alright, now this one, where it needs to go down just very slightly. I don't think it needs to move much at all. It looks like I pulled the skirt itself out just a little bit too much there. There we go. Okay, top still needs to go down a bit. Just doing a little bit of trial and error here. Figure out where all these things need to go. Okay, that's a good little wiggle. Let's turn the belt back on and see how it wiggles with the belt. I think this seems fine. Let's go ahead and turn her coat back on. Test the wiggles here. Yeah, it looks like the back of the coat has some problems, but nothing I can't fix. Okay, let's see. How's the coat collar looking though? Was that mirrored just fine? Yeah, it was. So just the back of the coat. I think I'm actually gonna unset this again, so I just call it coat back. Just so this way I can make my life a little bit easier and move the entire thing all at once. And get those highlights exactly where I want them. Alright. Body shadows still seem fine. So let's get those coat shadows in place here. They are not super precise or anything. Just enough to kind of give a little bit of a cast shadow from the forward coat parts themselves. And what is this exactly? I know your body shadows, but what are you supposed to be from? The skirt, I guess? Why are you all the way over there? I didn't think I moved this at all. I don't know what you're from. You definitely don't look good there on this side, so I'm, shove you over here, I guess. You're probably from the arm. Okay, let's turn her head back on. And test for wiggle. That's a wiggle, alright. I think I can be happy with that. And a shorl I will rig at some other point. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, just in time. I have enough time to switch over to session again, set it up, do a little bit of testing, and maybe tomorrow we can do some physics. Maybe tomorrow I'll just let Shalom kind of hang out with me. Let's see here. Do it like this just so I don't mess things up. Yeah. Okay, and once again, I want you to be able to see all the values and stuff. So I'm gonna move over here, where there's nothing important. Put myself in the corner, where you can still kind of see me. Okay. Here we are! Get her nice and big here. See everything important. Let's do it from about here. This seems like a good distance. So yeah, never mind a shorl in my face. It's fine. So now we have all these values that I need to assign the parameters that I've been working on to doing it. So left eye blink. Refresh, please. There we go. So, man, I have to actually remember how to do this. It has been a very long time since I've set up a model here. That would be... You know what? I can use myself as an example. What was my left eye blink? It was just... yeah. FT. I blink... left... Okay, and I'm gonna set the values first, and then I'll worry about making everything look nice. Oh, it's inverted, that's why. So I'll get the values just here for the time being. This is FTI X left, I think. Yeah, that's left eye move. FTI Y left. Gotta get some serious cross-eyed shenanigans in here. Don't worry about it. FTI X right. FTI Y right. Okay, eyebrows. Eyebrow. Oh wait, it's not eyebrow, it's just brow. Okay, so... left eyebrow X. How did I rig that? I'm going to be going back and forth to the model a little bit, just so I can remind myself what I did. It has been a very long time since I looked at the facial features. Shalom just looking incredibly shifty while I figure this out. Okay, so let's see. Eyebrow X is gonna be emotion. So I think that's... Is that inner or outer? I think that's inner. Yeah, that's definitely inner. Let me check the other ones. It's really strong, but I think this is correct. Let's make her look angry because I think it's funnier. Okay, so eyebrow Y is gonna be like height. Which I think is this one. Yes, oh, that seems right. We'll go with that for now. Brow down. Okay, so yeah, looking a little bit angry, but that's fine. Mouth is gonna be emotion. Sorry, I just love the expression. Mouth wise is gonna be mouth open. Yeah, there we go. Look, she's moving a little bit. I did keep the mouth movements pretty small because I didn't think anything big really suited her. I might have kept them a little bit too small though. But at least this way I can actually kind of track that. Mouth funnel. And kind of do a slight kissy face now. Mouth X is just mouth X. So what this is it lets her kind of move the mouth to the side. Apparently, the tracking program thinks that my mouth is kind of default on that side. These are the kind of things that you kind of have to calibrate, and that's why I said she might look a little bit funny, because I have my tracking calibration set to my own model, as opposed to this one. If I wanted to do it right, I would have to have my own separate set of calibration, so... It's fine. Okay. Head. X. Shoot, what is that one called? I'm a check. Right. Head, yeah. PS. Head. So, yeah is gonna be left and right. And pitch is gonna be up and down. So that'll be the Y. Trying to get her to move her head over, but it's okay. I'll be able to play with the values in here. I'll explain what all of these are once I kind of start getting the other ones here. So this one I also want to be the same. PS head, ya. PS head pitch. And then we have head Z. That's going to be roll. So you can see kind of all the different kind of calibration that I had to do in order to set up my model right, because this is indeed what the program probably sees. Because I have to calibrate my head in kind of this position in order to get the kind of movement that I want on my own model here. Alright, and body Z will also be PS head roll, but inverted. Because I like the shoulders moving in opposite directions. That is my personal taste. Okay, let's actually make some of this look good. So what's bothering me the most right now would be the head. So we'll do head yaw. Let's dampen this a little bit, and tracking in should be -1 to 1. Tracking out. So what this will do is make it a little bit smoother. So you can see that the head is moving back and forth a little bit more smoothly now. Still kind of looking a bit to the left, but that's okay. So head pitch, this should be -1 to 1. And I will also make this 10 to 10. Just make that a little bit smoother. She looks so disgruntled. It's kind of incredible, really. Okay. Yeah, body, I should do the same thing. Just keep all these values about the same. And I could make these numbers a little bit bigger, but I think 10 is probably going to be fine for my purposes. Where's head roll, anyway? Oh yeah, I guess head roll was further down. And you will definitely need to play with these values in order to get things to actually look good. So basically what I'm doing here is, if you see these tracking in numbers, these should match what you put on your parameters. So I did all my parameters from -1 to 1 for like the head moving around and whatnot. So because basically the way I thought about it was, you have the center. So just looking straight forward. I wanted negative values to be toward one direction, positive values to be the other direction. And so for me, that was -1 to 1. And so I just need to make sure that all of those are set to that. And that was true of up and down and all of this stuff. It's also true of head roll, and that's why it was looking so funky. Still just looking perpetually angry. It's fine. It's fine. Alright. Unfortunately, the program as it is right now is not very smart about how it puts values on things. Like, you see that I have many things set that are starting at 0 for tracking in, even though I had a positive and negative values for it. Now, iBlink, I'm pretty sure, is indeed just 0 to 1. Let me double check that. Yes. That is exactly what's happening here, so these numbers are fine. I will make that a little bit smoother, and we want to set this higher. Normally this is where I'd go into the tracking program and set things properly. Let me just... I want to do it on the eye that is not really covered by hair. Let's see here. This is fine. Let's pump this up. Are you not detecting my eye very well? Ah, I see. You don't like that I pumped that up a little, do you? What do I have it set on here? Eye open. I see. 3 to 1.5. That is a number. Okay. Let's try that here, since I got it to work well. Okay, yep. That's why I said Sometimes the numbers are nonsense and you just kind of got to do what works. But there we go. Yeah, I don't really need to reinvent the wheel. I still feel like my head is very jittery here. At the very least, I feel like it's moving around decently. Okay, let me look at some of the other values that I used for myself here. Man, that's a number. Oh yeah, because if I didn't do this, my mouth just kind of kept hanging open and it looked weird. But I don't really have that issue on Shalom, so I'm not going to worry about it. Standard eye blinking stuff. Mouth open. 2 to 2, huh? 0 to 1. Okay. I'm not overly concerned about the mouth emotion right now. I will think about that later. And this is all stuff that I had to do in order to, like, make my eyes spin and the twinkles on my freckles and that kind of thing. So, not relevant here. I will be doing something like this once it comes time to animate Shorl, but that time is not now. I have not rigged it yet. So, let me see. How do I feel about the eye movement? What did I do here? Just standard. Pretty easy. Okay, so I had a little bit more granularity on my left and right eye movement. That makes sense. What about you? Sure, let's do it. It's always hard for me to test eye movement. I have to look around. Let me see, did I have any damping on my eye movement? I actually didn't. Oh, that's brows. I'm not worried about brows yet. Let's try a little bit here, just... I feel like that moves a little bit more naturally. I also feel like it's moving backwards, so let's... Oops. That was IY. No, IY is doing fine. IY is doing totally fine here. So, let's see. Do I need to invert these? So basically what the inverse does is I like to rig things according to what makes sense to me. So when I want my eye to move to the right, for example, I put that on the right side of the parameter because that makes more sense to me in my head. But the program doesn't always read it the same way, so that's why we have this little inverse button. And this is what happens when you invert one eye and not the other. Alright, because that wasn't the right one. There it is. There we go. For whatever reason, she looks very sad now instead of very angry. I think it's because I accidentally inverted one of the eyebrows. Or I uninverted it. There we go. Bring the anger back! Man, why does my model move so much more smoothly? I don't know. I don't remember what I did. Was it the Atlas? Do I just have a higher quality Atlas here? Or Or is it just because I have physics on it and I don't have physics on Shalom yet? No, I don't know. Shalom just looks a little choppy. The movement itself doesn't seem unnatural though, so I think I have it rigged okay. I just kind of have to remember how Inochi session works. Okay, we will leave angry brows for now. Mouth for now is fine. Alright, let's look for some head movement. I'm on the right one, right? Yeah, PS head, yeah. 7 to 7. Okay, so maybe 10 is just too much. My tracking in is, yeah, just -1 to 1. 7 to 7. Big ol' dampen. Well, if 7 to 7 worked, let's try that and see if it freaks out a little bit less. Is it the same for Y? Yeah, exact same values for Y. Exact same ones. So we'll do 8, 7 to 7. Okay. Yeah, that's a lot better. So yeah, it is just a matter of finding the right values here. Okay, cool. The fact that I've already solved this is going to save us a bit of time, so... Let's see, head roll, 5 to 5, dampen of 8. Let's do that now, before I set the body. Oh yeah, that is so much better. Okay, now I can fix up the body. So, 8, 7 to 7. So yeah, if your model's looking a bit weird, you probably just need to play with the values a little bit. You can see just by watching me here that that is normal. So play with your numbers. Oh man, that made a huge difference. That's incredible. I was worried I did something wrong, but no. All is well. All is well. Yeah, now she's looking a lot smoother. Okay, I actually want to inverse the head. There we go. Now we can move together. Okay, what did I do for my mouth X here? You can see lots of various brow shenanigans. I don't really do a lot of rigging on the eyebrows and my actual model here, so I'm not sure how much of this I can use. I tried some things, but I still didn't really know how to rig it at the time here. I'm not actually sure if I could say that I know how to properly rig it now. I still really want to look hard into how tracking works and what I can do to make my models more expressive. That is something I'm working on. But for Shalom Project, this was just, I don't know, more rigging tests. And there is still something with the eyes here. Okay, and there we go now. Her mouth is acting a bit less weird there. Let me see. Mouth funnel. I think you're fine. Maybe make you a little bit bigger. Just so you can kind of see a little bit of extra mouth movement. Tracking out, I don't think I need a negative number here. I should never... Or no, do I? No, for mouth open. And it definitely needs to be more than 1, I would think. Let me check how I actually rigged this. Oh no, I do have a -1 on mouth open. Oh, no, I don't. Do I? I do. Okay. No wonder she's just looking so amazingly disgruntled. Because I do have a -1. This is me misremembering how I actually rigged things. These things happen. Which means that this should also be -1 to 1. Looking a little bit less angry now. Okay. Yeah, that should help a little bit. Still looking super smarmy now. Just because it's definitely over-detecting my mouth X here. Let me... Oh, no wonder. There we go. Because yes, I do have a -1 on that. Okay. Alright, looking a little bit better. No longer super jank. Okay. Let me see. Brows. I believe I have a -1 on them. Which is probably why she's looking perpetually angry here. Yeah. Both sides have a -1. So I want to track to -1 here and over here. Oh, that's right. I will have more. Okay, yeah, that's a little bit more in line with how I rigged it. I don't know, but now she's just looking kind of sad, and that makes me kind of sad, you know? So let's see what I can do about that. And you can see, like, what I did with the eyes here is that the values don't have to match. So where is an area? Like, my blinks. You see, these numbers don't match. The down, or when her eyes are fully closed, is far more responsive than when they're fully open. So if I am making her look really sad here, then that probably means that my eyebrows are more inclined to do the motion that I need to make her sad. So I think I will adjust the values here. Make her a little bit less inclined to be sad. Maybe 3.5. I want a little bit more, but 4 was a bit too much. Yeah. I can wiggle my eyebrows pretty well now. And I think I can get some decent expressiveness out of this. So let's do the same on the other one. Let me see, this one's up and down. Let me put some numbers here. The dampen will just make it a little bit smoother. Okay. So for up and down, I think I can have these be about the same. Let's just exaggerate it like crazy. That seems fine. And then I just repeat it for here. So this will be 2. And this will be 3.5. And if you just want to type a number in there, you can just double click into the spot and, or you want to type the number and it'll let you do that. And these were just 4 and 4, and I thought that looked fine. So now I can be sad, or I can be mad. Either or. But for whatever reason, she only wants to look in this direction. So, let's see, if we're having that kind of thing, even when I'm looking forward, I'll try to match it up with where my personal model is looking, since I feel like that she's looking pretty good directions. So let's find that. So IX. Oh, huh. I never set you to be a little bit more responsive. Let's see. Okay, so that'll push you further that way. Let's just leave you at 2, and we'll just make this one a little bit higher. Oh, no wonder. You're not... I don't have your tracking in set. No wonder you are just not wanting to look in the right direction. Okay. There we go! There we go! Yeah, and I don't have it set here too. I must have accidentally skipped over these. Oops. Oopsie. Yeah, there we go. Now our eyes are behaving a little bit more sensibly. Okay. I think we're good. So, this is kind of what basic tracking looks like. And this is the first time that she's kind of here moving on her own, and we can dance. So next time I might load in both of us, and we can just watch Shalom move while I finish rigging the rest of her, and while I do physics and whatnot. I might change some things. Like, I'm not sure if I like the mouth. I think her mouth could possibly stand to move a little bit more. We'll see how I feel about it. Everything else? Not bad. I think I'm pretty happy with the movement. Let's wiggle a little bit and kind of see how things look. At the very least, I don't notice anything super awkward. And some of the rotational stuff will look better once I have physics in place. I guess this might be a problem. Yeah, this might be a problem. So I might need to care a little bit more about the back of her hair here. How about this side? Is it awkward on this side too? It's a little bit awkward on this side. Okay, so I might clean some of that up before I go in and do physics, but I think things are looking good. So I'm gonna go ahead and save this to file. Got a slight pause there, and let me head back to Inochi Creator. Gonna go put me back over here. I will probably reverse our positions for tomorrow and have Shalom on the left, but this was fine for today. So let's head back into Inochi Creator. Okay. And yeah, this is the pace I had her on while I was figuring out what my parameters did again. I think it's a perfectly fine face, so I'll go ahead and leave it there. Right, I was going to show you how to import session data. So this way I don't have to set it up every time. So there's a button up here in Tools. It says Import Inochi Session Data. So you click it, and then you pick your you pick your model, the INP file, and then ta-da! Next time I export this as an INP, I won't have to just set everything up again. So yeah, I suppose we'll just kind of hang out next time while I do physics and maybe do some cleaning up with Head Z over here. Yeah, these guys over here. Just because when combined with how Body Z is going to be, it shows quite a lot more than I was prepared for. So yeah, I think that is what I will do for tomorrow. I'm very happy to have her kind of set up, though. And maybe I'll play around with her mouth some more. We shall see. But I think for today, this is where I will end. So, thank you all for coming. And I hope you're able to make something wonderful today. I will see you all tomorrow.